Good afternoon. All right. You want to start?
You start.
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is my so-called whatever.
Oh, yeah. Bringing it back to the 90s.
Yes.
Those 90s. Those wacky 90s, my friend.
Wacky 90s. Wild and wacky.
Wild and crazy.
What was that show?
Wild and Crazy Kids?
Was it Wild and Crazy Kids?
Yeah.
I loved that show.
That was a pretty good show.
What was his name? Johnny Jeffcoat?
You pulled that one right out of your...
Bum Bum?
Yep.
He was handsome.
I don't remember him.
He was like the poor man's Zach Morris.
Oh. I have a feeling that's going to be a hashtag.
I mean, like, is that not nice for me to say? He's never going to hear this, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe you'll take him in Twitter.
Maybe I will. But
there's nothing wrong with being a poor man's Zach Morris, because Zach Morris, he was caviar for the soul.
Yes, he was. So, yeah, that was a good show. I kind of haven't really thought about that in a while.
I haven't either.
So anyway,
yeah,
we are recording Saturday night.
Right. Because didn't quite make it into Bangor on Friday night.
No, you did not.
That's okay. You were with me every step of the way.
I tried to be. I mean, I felt awful. I couldn't believe, I could believe that your flight was canceled into Bangor.
Yeah.
It's like, if any flight's going to be canceled, it's going to be the one into Bangor.
Right.
It can't be the one to some city.
Right.
Like major city.
Right.
It's going to be the one to Bangor, Maine.
Well, I'm kind of glad that they didn't cancel the one from Memphis to Philadelphia.
Yes.
Because that would have sucked.
That would have been really, I was worried about that.
And like Memphis was like in op. The whole city. I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen anything like that. Literally, I've never seen anything like that.
That was insane.
I just hear about like what happens when it snows in places like that.
But it was worse than snow. It was rain and ice. It was freezing rain.
That's
and
awful.
It was just, it would have been bad here.
It's kind of a miracle that you made it out.
It really is.
And it's a miracle that you made it to New England.
I was thankful. Hashtag thankful every step of the way.
Yeah. I mean, really. What's this storm's name? Hunter.
Oh.
Thanks, Winter Storm Hunter.
So yeah, and when I was waiting, so we were all congregating together, a group of us, at the Memphis airport, because all of our flights were...
all in disarray.
Yeah, they were all screwy.
Yeah.
And there was one Justin Timberlake song, and then there was 2 Justin Timberlake songs, and then there was 3, then 4. They really like their Justin Timberlake here.
They're proud of their hometown boy.
Yeah, I guess so. I was into it.
I'd be into it.
Kevin would have been. He has Justin Timberlake right below Carson Daly.
Which is surprising.
It really is.
Like, I don't get that.
And like I told you, I asked him, Kevin, what did Justin Timberlake ever do to you? And he says, he broke up your favorite band.
Oh.
They're not my favorite band. I'm just going to put it out there. I do have a genuine love for NSYNC, but my favorite of all time would be New Kids on the Block. Just going to put it out there.
Right.
Forever and ever, amen. Thank you, Randy Travis.
Oh.
Bless his heart. In a good way.
In a good way.
Like we talked about.
Yeah, not in the way, not the bitch way.
No. We know what you did when you say bless your heart.
Right. And
I know it now. I didn't before.
And you don't mean truly bless your heart.
Right.
You mean
when we say it up here, like, oh, bless your heart.
Right. When they say it down there, they mean like, oh, you dumb.
Hashtag truth.
Yep. So I like the new Justin Timberlake songs.
I do too.
A lot.
It's good.
Yep. I think it's different. It's a different sound. I like it a lot. We jam out in the car. Me and Sadie.
I bet you do. I'd jam out in the car too.
She likes Justin Timberlake.
I bet she does.
She likes the boy bands.
Hey.
She likes
the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
No, she didn't.
Nope.
It's adorable. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we share that. I think we share it because that's all I play.
Hey, that's okay.
She's not really exposed to any other kind of music. Can I tell you? Okay. I almost sent you a picture the other day, and I didn't because I was just so excited to tear into it. I can't buy a box of Fruity Pebbles because I cannot be trusted with it. But I bought like the little like single serve cup when I was at Hannaford. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I took it out and I like put it together. And I almost took a picture to send you, but I couldn't, not just start eating.
I just don't like them at all.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
I don't know, it feels like I'm eating, confetti.
The feeling of it in my mouth brings me back to my childhood.
Well, then that's a good thing.
So that's I think that's where that, comes from.
I guess if I wanted that feeling, I could eat some Wheaties.
I used to love Wheaties.
Friggin' Wheaties.
Wheaties with sliced banana.
I just liked the boxes.
Yeah.
Larry Bird, Michael Jordan.
Didn't they have,
They had, Olympic.
What's her name? Mary Lou Retton?
Probably.
Is that her name?
Probably.
Yeah. 1984 Olympics?
Yeah, I think. Carrie Strug, probably.
Carrie Strug, yeah.
Strug.
96, I think that was.
Magic Johnson. He was probably on there.
I'm sure he was.
Whole Dream Team in 1993. I still have a pair of
They
shorts.
were on there.
Did you know I still have a pair of shorts?
You do? I think my brother does too.
Yeah, I love those shorts. They say USA, Dream Team. But you can't really see any of that anymore. It's just speckles.
Worn off. Yeah. Well, that's what happens
That's
when
I loved basketball then.
24 years old. 25
my
years
word,
old.
that's awful.
25 years ago.
They're as old as the girl I was just talking to you about that works with me.
Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you, I remember it being 93.
Yeah.
I remember...
Oh, I remember 1993 quite well.
I know you do. You know what you did.
That was a year for the record books.
You know what you did.
And that's a whole other episode for another time. Might not even might be left on the cutting room floor.
But 93 was 25 years ago, and it feels like it was yesterday. Or last month, anyway. I remember 93 better than 2004.
Do you really?
But also I don't. I mean, I know that doesn't make sense. That was a weird laugh. But also, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's just certain points of 93 stand out more to me
right.
than any point in 2004.
Well, 1993 was a memorable year.
It was a memorable year. That means 25 years ago from this moment we were in 7th grade.
Wow.
7th grade was a hard year for me.
Was it?
Yes.
Why was it so hard?
I was in a class with none of my friends.
Oh.
So, I had to make new friends for the year.
You know what? It wasn't the same thing with me. There weren't very many girls in my class.
No. There were not very many girls in my class. And the girls that were in my class were kind of rough. I mean, they were nice. And, I did school projects with them and stuff. We were fun. We were cool. But it was just kind of a weird year. And I felt very, disconnected from everything. And also, I turned 13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, that's always a challenging time for kids.
It was, yeah.
You know?
I remember I got grounded for my 13th birthday.
You did?
Yeah. I was always grounded.
Why'd you get grounded? What'd you do?
I remember I was going to have a group of friends and we were going to go to the movies and something happened and my mom was like,
nope.
No birthday party for you. And I didn't have one. I was always grounded from the internet. It was my true love.
I remember your dad would take the phone cord and then you'd pull another one out of your closet.
Yeah, thank you, Walmart.
Speaking of it being hard as a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah.
We watched
My So-Called Life.
Guns and Gossip.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Want to get into it?
So yeah. So we're getting back into the My So-Called Life episodes, we've decided.
Yes.
And we're not, not we. I'm not going to look so deep. I'm not going to get too deep.
Well.
But a little bit on this one.
This was a very special episode.
This one, it affected me differently today.
Yeah.
Than it did. And it's just like what you said. It went right over my head.
Yes.
When I was a teenager.
When I was a teenager, it totally went over my head.
Yeah.
And also, this was not our reality.
No. This was not our reality at all.
No. It seemed fake.
I agree. I felt like they were trying too hard to show something that didn't exist. But in reality, it did.
It did exist. It just didn't exist in our world.
But
because this is all we know.
But like you said, our world was so small. Remember when you said that last time? You're so right. We couldn't see beyond. It seemed like we were self-centered, but we really weren't. we just didn't have any life experience.
We were kids.
So we couldn't see beyond what was like right in front of our eyes.
Exactly.
And we didn't have the tools today.
No, we didn't.
Yet then, what they have today. So we weren't able to see.
No, we didn't have the internet.
Right.
We didn't have phones in our hand that sends us news updates all the time.
Which, speaking of which, there's just one thing I want to enter into.
Yes.
Because this has affected me, and I remembered this so well when it first played.
Yeah.
When she's in the beginning of it, they're watching JFK.
Yes.
And she's saying about her parents, how everyone knows where they were when JFK was shot.
Yep.
And how something like that hasn't happened, and she wonders when it's going to happen. And I can remember, number one, it's sparking a conversation in my household of where my parents were when JFK was shot, and then me thinking, what's going to be my moment?
Yes.
And so Bryn was actually watching this with me.
Yeah.
And so I told her that September 11th was that moment for me. And she said, well, yeah, because you worked for an airline. And I said, no. Brooke will tell you the same thing. Daddy will tell you the same thing. Anybody who is our age will tell you the same thing, that they can remember where they were when September 11th happened, because that is our JFK assassination.
Right.
I can remember thinking, what's it going to be? What's going to be that moment for us that we know? And I can tell you right now, like in high school, I don't remember there ever being, if we want to get on a smaller scale, I can't remember in high school there ever being like except for that fight that happened in the parking lot. There was a fight, like a really big fight in the parking lot that happened when we were like sophomores or juniors.
I don't know that I remember that.
And
I remember the fight in the first day of freshman year. That was eye-opening.
That was the first day of school.
That was the first day of school. First thing I saw walking through the doors. First day of high school. 2 girls on the floor, literally bashing each other's heads into the floor. Blood.
I cannot believe that.
And at the time, it was just like, oh, okay. I didn't think, like, it didn't traumatize me. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is what high school is all about. I didn't think it like that.
You were just like,
but like looking back, like as an adult, I would think that it would affect a kid like that.
Yeah, I would too.
But I was like, what are these girls doing? Do they know how stupid they look? Like, why don't they just talk it out? Like, it didn't make, there was like blood.
Ah, that's crazy. I wonder where I was.
I must have taken the bus. Because we were coming in from the bus stop, like where the buses would drop you off, and it was me and Darcy walking in together, and we would have been on the same bus. But I don't. Yeah, that's all I just remember that walking in, and that was it. We went and found our lockers. I don't know. I didn't mean to get off track, but like
no, because we were talking about like what's an incident from high school, because in this case, well, we'll get into it. There was a certain incident that happened.
I see what you're saying.
And like, I couldn't go to that scale.
Yeah,
think about anything crazy that happened.
No, I can't. Like, and I don't remember this fight that you're talking about. I honestly can't think of anything that was like on the scale, obviously, of like a gunshot.
No, it wasn't like that scale either. It was still smaller than that, because I couldn't even think.
Right, no. Like, I really, as a kid, I couldn't relate to this episode.
Mm-mm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it was like good TV.
Right.
And can I just say, first of all, this is where we find out that Brian has a pooping problem.
Yes.
Like,
I don't think I caught that.
I didn't catch it at the time. I catch it now.
Yes.
He has stomach issues.
Right.
You know what that means? He's going to drop deuces at school.
That's right. Well, the principal was like, which one?
Which one? That's private.
Right.
You don't ask people that.
Poor Brian.
And then he rephrased it and said, well, how long were you in there?
Right.
That's a better way to ask.
Right.
Obviously, if you're in there for 30 seconds, you peed.
Right.
Well, I was in there for 7 minutes. Well, then you took a shit.
That's right. Well, you could be, nowadays, could be in there.
On your phone.
Yeah.
Playing Candy Crush.
Like the guy next to me
right.
on the flight. He loved his Candy Crush. He had his iPad and his phone.
Yeah, I mean the JFK moment, you know.
Yeah.
That's a universal.
So this is where we see like the rumor that's starting to form.
The note.
The note.
Complete sex.
Complete.
Can I tell you that little, like, phrase, those 2 words,
Yes.
every once in a while will, like, pop up in my memory.
Really?
And that sounds stupid. Like,
No, it doesn't.
I randomly think, like, complete sex. I remember that way back then, it being like, it's complete.
Oh, geez.
But we find out it actually wasn't.
Right.
It was a rumor.
That's right. Well, we knew the truth.
Oh, of course we knew the truth.
Right.
But this is the gossip part of the title.
Exactly.
And
the episode name, I don't think we've said it.
I said it, Guns and Gossip.
Oh, okay.
Episode 3.
That's right.
So there's kind of like 2 storylines going on in this.
I feel like there's
show.
Multiples.
Well,
and
they
then
all kind of branch off.
Full circle. They all like that.
They do.
Which is kind of cool.
It is because it was
but I didn't see that as a teenager. It was complete.
No,
I was just like, okay, they're doing this, they're doing this.
Right. Now, I know you have notes, so you probably have the order of operations.
Mm-hmm. So the next thing that happens is the gunshot.
Yes. And we see Ricky.
Right.
I don't know, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't already watched it, but like I think you know that we're going to talk about it, so that's why you're listening.
Right.
Just put that out there.
Right.
I didn't think at the time, like watching this episode, that I didn't think that Ricky had the gun. I thought somebody else was shooting at him or to scare him. We find out that that's not the case, but like at the time watching this, like I truly thought that Ricky was like in danger.
I don't think I thought Ricky had the gun either.
No.
I just wondered, well, first of all, when the gun thing happened and then there's Brian Krakow, why didn't anybody be like, Brian, what did you do?
Well, that's exactly what I thought. Do you know
what I mean?
Like, why did they automatically assume?
That way back.
Yeah. Why did they automatically assume, like, well, Brian Krakow's innocent?
Right.
Because he was, like, the only one that was in the hall after.
He's standing there. There's a gun.
Right. Why did they not think that was him?
Right.
That did bother me.
It just didn't make sense to me.
It also bothered me that after the gun... Again, this is not me at 15 watching this. This is me now.
Mm-hmm.
It bothered me that after the shot went off, that they didn't lock it down.
Right.
They were all like opening doors and like, what's up? What's going on out here?
And the girl's reaction, my soda. I mean, really? That's what you're upset about? You're not upset that a gun went off
in your
school? That somebody brought a gun into school.
Right. Not that they shot your soda.
But then again, here's the thing. You got to remember when this took place. This took place before the school shootings.
Right.
So that fear...
Like before Columbine.
That fear wasn't instilled in us. That somebody could be a mass shooter.
Right.
It was really like someone brought a gun in to either kill themselves or kill one person or...
Right. It wasn't like a mass situation.
Right. Or was trying to be cool and brought a gun in. Because that's usually what the story was. Somebody had their dad's gun and was trying to be cool.
Right.
And then,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And then ended up shooting somebody accidentally and killing them. It wasn't this mass shooting thing.
Right.
That we ended up, unfortunately...
Oh, I can't even.
No.
Like, I can't even think about it. So...
This whole episode was way ahead of its time. On so many levels, was way ahead of its time.
It was.
Even Kevin said. Kevin had much commentary, let me tell you.
Did he really?
He wanted to talk about it after.
Well, it's one of those... I think that when it originally aired, that there was like a little like something about like to talk about with your kids or whatever.
I think it was like that with every episode, though. Maybe not.
I think it was like... Wow, I think that's what the show was.
Right.
Like a lot of like the press around it.
Yeah.
That's what but I feel like there was a disclaimer on this one. Could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
I bet you were right. You know what? I bet you're right. This one went deep.
Well, it did. And I mean, if you think about it, because it had like the gun thing and then it had the sex thing.
Right.
And like that's important for teenagers, like all around. But
so let's talk a little bit about the sex thing.
Oh, Lord.
Because, unfortunately, I experienced something very similar to what Angela went through.
Right.
Because of a rumor.
Yes.
And so, watching this, because when that happened, I had already watched My So-Called Life.
This was after.
This was afterwards.
Yeah.
But it, brought back memories. I could, relate to what she was going through when she's in gym class and the guys start looking at her differently and talking to her differently because they think...
That bothered me so much.
When the police officer looked at her, gave her that, smirk. I don't know if it happens now or not, or, I mean, I'm assuming that it probably does.
It's so different now.
It's so different, but, you know, words can change everything.
Yep.
And just the fact that, you know, people think that, I don't know what these guys thought. The guys that had never said 2 words to me.
Right.
All of a sudden.
Right.
Because of a rumor, you know.
It's...
Everything was so different. But luckily for me, I recognize that. Like Angela, there are some girls I feel like that don't recognize that. Rianne seemed to like that attention.
Yeah. I think Rianne also likes the drama around it.
Right.
But I will say when she stood up for her.
Mm-hmm. With Jordan?
With Jordan.
I liked that.
I thought that was cool. I thought it said a lot about Rianne's character.
Yes.
In that moment.
Right. Because I think when Angela was looking at her, it was like, and I might be looking too deep into this, and I apologize if I am, but it was almost like I felt that it was implying something else. That she was looking at Jordan and Rianne like in a jealousy type of way. When the whole thing was happening, when people were looking at her in a different light and they kept showing her, and then the police officer and whatever.
Yeah.
She sees Ricky getting bullied.
Yes. And then she sees Rianne talking to Jordan.
Right.
And like the way I perceived her thoughts to be was like, okay, Rianne is talking to Jordan about something that isn't true. Like
maybe she started the rumor.
Right.
Yes.
It's coming from somewhere in there.
Yes.
And that wasn't the case at all.
No.
And that was cool.
Because immediately, I will tell you, watching it the second time, I thought, you know what? Rianne started this rumor because she wants Angela to be more like her.
Yeah.
And she wants the attention more, like the negative attention off of her. So this gives her an opportunity. That's why she acted the way she did about the whole shooting thing, which I did like her attitude about the whole shooting thing. Like, you guys, what's the big deal? When she's usually the dramatic one.
Yeah.
She was downplaying it quite a bit. And at that point, she didn't know that Ricky had anything to do with it.
Right.
Had no idea, as far as I know.
I hated that Ricky was getting bullied.
Yeah.
And Angela, like when Angela saw, like I felt bad about, I just love Ricky.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't love Ricky?
Exactly.
It gave us a little bit more insight into him.
Right. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Jordan Catalano's corduroy jacket. Oh my God.
What? You like it?
I like that jacket.
Woo! Jordan Catalano.
That jacket.
Anyway.
I just like it. I could like feel it. I could like smell it.
What does it smell like?
I don't know.
Weed?
I didn't really think about that.
No. When he was in the hall with the Visine.
Yes, I have that in my notes. Because somebody had, it was Charlene, I think. I'm going to look at this with a whole different standpoint. Because he is a stoner.
Yeah.
He is a stoner. What the hell?
He's so cute, though.
That corduroy jacket,
oh
though.
God.
Woo! Woo!
You sounded like a sim.
I'm building my charisma. Just got an extra 2 points. Woo! Do you want to talk about Brian in the principal's office? There was one thing he said that I was like...
Who, the principal?
Yeah. If I asked your teacher something about, like, if I asked your teachers who you, like, what kind of guy you would be, they'd give you 2 unqualified thumbs up. Why unqualified?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I heard him say unqualified, and I even rewound it. Did he say unqualified? Did he mean to say qualified? And, like, just no one... Again, looking too deep into it. But, like, I just happened to be really, like...
2 unqualified
thumbs up or a unqualified. Yeah, and an unqualified thumbs up. Why unqualified?
You think if they're teachers, they're qualified.
Right.
Say that.
I could be completely losing it, and maybe it said qualified, and I was still reading unqualified. But I'm pretty sure it was unqualified.
I didn't catch it.
He was rubbing me the wrong way.
Who, the principal?
Yes, and I understand.
You know who was rubbing me the wrong way?
Who's that?
Brian. He was rubbing me the wrong way the whole show.
Really?
Yes.
He got you that bad, huh?
He drives me crazy.
I know he does.
And...
he reminds me of somebody. I think that's why it doesn't drive me crazy.
Who does he remind you of?
I don't know.
You know, and it's not him. Like, I feel bad for Brian in a way. But at the same time, a lot of it he brings on himself. You're so book smart. Have some common sense. I mean, I think, and we'll talk about it, I think, more towards the end. I just think that Brian is, like, very selfish. He doesn't mean to be.
Right.
But he is.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand why he didn't say who he saw in the hallway.
I think he was afraid to get Ricky in trouble. Because I think that again, I'm looking too far deep into this, but maybe he was thinking if he says something about Ricky, it's going to push Angela even further away if he gets Ricky in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think he was selfishly, I don't think because again, he's a kid. So you got to think about how a kid's thinking. He's not really thinking about Ricky. He's thinking about himself. And that it's going to cause, and I think by the end, he starts to see Ricky as a person.
As a kid, I thought that Brian not saying who he saw was great. As an adult?
Right, it's different.
It is different, but I feel for Ricky as an adult.
And I know we're jumping ahead here, but do you think Ricky was telling the truth about his cousin?
Yes, I do.
So I started to wonder that. I'm like, that was his cousin in the beginning that he was scuffling with? It just still didn't make sense to me.
I do hear you there, though. But I felt like when he was saying it, it seemed genuine.
Right. I was like, why is he being so specific?
And also, why are you bringing a gun to school to sell?
Right.
Who are you selling it to?
Yeah.
Nobody that has any good intentions.
No.
I mean, that's how I feel.
Exactly.
So, like, that, again, as a kid, didn't bother me.
Right. But I think that's what Ricky was like, you're not going to sell this gun. You're stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have a gun in school.
Right.
I think that's what they said anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where do the bullies come in? It was just so, like I said,
I think he just gets bullied, but you're right, because then, like
at first I thought when I was watching, I knew about the bullies.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, he's scuffling with the bullies. And he brought a gun in to scare them.
Right.
And shot the locker instead.
Right. But I felt like his story was genuine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, it is. Because I don't...
Well, I can't remember if we find out something different in a later episode, though.
Oh.
We might. So I guess we'll have to stay tuned.
I guess so.
Because, I mean, it has been
Didn't
just
really
long
think
enough
about that. Yeah.
that I don't... Or maybe it's something that we never found out because they ended the show and didn't bring it back. So the parent meeting...
This was interesting.
So, this was interesting. I felt like it doesn't really happen that way.
As a kid or now?
Now.
I think it happens like that.
You think people, like, shake their fist and do this?
I think people get crazy and do weird stuff when they're presented with a problem that's out of their control.
I guess I've never been in the situation, so I don't know. And I felt like there weren't that many parents there. But it's a show, so
right.
Logistically.
I don't think in those days a whole lot of parents would show up. Like, I was really surprised to see Rayanne's mom there. Especially since Rayanne downplayed it so much.
Right.
But looking at it in the terms of we don't know Rayanne's mom.
Right. I think this is a really good, like, introduction to the type of person that she is.
Mm-hmm.
And, like...
It was very cringy. But as a kid, I don't think I got cringy about it.
I didn't get cringy at all.
Because I feel like I was like, oh, she's just a cool mom.
Right.
But she's not really a cool mom.
She is...
Would you not agree with that?
She's definitely... I wouldn't say she's a cool mom. No. Mm-hmm. She's different. She's just different.
I just think it's weird for a mom to be excited about someone else's daughter in front of her, the mother, about them having sex with somebody.
And I was trying to, like, as I was watching it, I was trying to, like, work it out when Angela's mom was trying to talk to Angela about it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think that Rayanne's mom, like, she didn't come out and say they had sex. She was talking about them hanging out.
I'm pretty sure she did say it.
I don't think she did. I didn't think she did.
But, I mean, I could be wrong.
Because if she did and I missed it, that does change everything.
Because, like, just her being like, oh, I'm so excited for Angela. He's so cute. Like, that's different. Because...
Right. I think that would be, like, a mom.
Right.
Like...
But I thought she was, like... And she slept with him, so it's, like, a sealed deal or something like that. Like, I feel like that's what she said. And I was like, oh, no.
I felt like Patty was putting 2 and 2 together, but it was, like, the wrong 2 and 2.
I got the transcript right here.
Oh, you did?
Okay. Speaking of which, Jordan is unbelievable. Your daughter has complete taste. Excuse me? Rayanne showed me his picture in the yearbook. If I were Angela running around with him, I wouldn't give a damn about guns in the school either. So you think that Jordan has gotten in the way for Angela? Oh, and she was so obsessed with him all that time, and wham bam, it's actually happening. But we know what that's like, right? Young love or lust, what's the difference? So you're right. She doesn't say it.
But I think, like, Patty, like, her mind went to a place.
You're exactly right, because she's not...
And maybe part of it was I don't want to say she wanted it to go there, but maybe it was an explanation for some of the things.
For all the changes.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's not... So she's relieved.
Right.
Because... Like, you would be relieved that your 15-year-old daughter isn't out there having sex.
And, like, I feel like I heard that. Like, listening to her say it, Like,
that's what you heard.
Right. I thought that's what she said. So I was like, my mind went, like, that's so inappropriate.
Right. So, and the whole time I'm thinking, like...
She's just excited that Angela, like, is getting together with the guy that she...
has a crush on.
Exactly. Which is...
And I think that Rayanne's mom... loves Rayanne.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like a later episode we find out more about that dynamic, but I think that she has a lot of growing up to do herself.
Yeah.
And she's a fun mom, but she's maybe a little irresponsible too. Okay. But like at the core of it, she loves her daughter, which is important.
Well, it changes everything now that I know she didn't say that.
So I don't think that she's great, but I think that's also like other episodes that I'm remembering that are coming into play in that.
Okay. So, and I don't remember those.
Yeah. So, but the fact that her mom's mind goes there is not surprising because of, like what we mentioned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so in the classroom, there's that guy, that like jock or whatever that keeps looking at her.
Yes.
Keeps looking at her. I said jock. That's like such a term that we would never use.
No,
that's
never.
Such a term that like a mom would use.
Yeah,
like a guy that played sports.
Right.
And we never get to see what was written in the note.
Well, what did it say?
I don't know. What do you think it said? Let's do it.
Want to do it?
Yeah.
Check yes or no. Maybe.
Right. I never got those kind of notes. Thank God.
I didn't either. I don't think that those notes got passed in our school like that. Well, maybe they did. I'm just not in our group.
I never got
friends.
a note like that.
No, I didn't either. Yeah, and I felt at the time, 15-year-old me didn't really know what to think.
Like what the note was.
Why
he was looking at her like that.
Right. Or like...
We didn't understand because we hadn't experienced anything like that before.
Right. Or like even going back to the guys in the gym. Like, I remember thinking...
Oh, like, maybe
he's cute.
Or they think she's cute.
Right. Like, it wasn't like...
No. Like, I was thinking, oh, now that she's dating somebody, they think she's cute now.
Right.
But it was not that innocent.
No. And I also, as, like, now, like, it was really gross.
It was. And it was very wrong.
Yeah. And I felt for her.
Yeah.
I felt for her in this whole episode, really.
I did too. Oh, especially at the end.
Oh my God. Oh, God. It's like hurting me to think about right now.
I wonder if that girl that had the soda, if she's called Stupid Soda Girl. Because I wanted to punch her in the face. She kept talking about the stupid soda, and if she was like at her locker.
Can we find the actress that played Stupid Soda Girl?
I don't know. And I'm not saying anything against the actress.
No, but I wonder what it was like to be that character.
Oh my word.
Every time they go in the bathroom and there was like a scene.
Right.
There was Stupid Soda Girl, their face in the corner, talking about soda.
Yeah.
I could have been right there. I was right there 10 minutes ago. My soda got a hole in it.
Yep.
Talking about
it.
Right.
Nobody cares about your stupid soda.
I'm trying to say I love that Ricky just like goes in the bathroom, the girl's bathroom, just like, whatever.
Did you see what that girl gave him a look?
Yeah. You know what?
Chill out.
He doesn't care what you are doing in this bathroom.
No.
You should not care what he is doing in this bathroom. No. He's just there chilling with his friends.
That's it.
It's like the only friends he has.
Nobody's going to the bathroom anyway. They're all just hanging out.
They're all just hanging out, gossiping.
That's it.
Putting on French toast color lipstick.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Angela's, bedroom shot.
Yes.
And cranberries.
Cranberries. I loved that.
Yeah.
And I liked when her mom came in and she was like, just turn it off. And she's like, no, I like it. And then she dances.
That's something your mom would do.
That was something that my mom would do. And I'd be like, Mom, stop it. I'd get mad.
I really wanted my mom to act like your and Angela's mom.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think my mom ever would come in and be like, so tell me. And I don't fault her for it.
Yeah.
Kevin and I, this was a discussion point. Because Kevin asked me, did your mom ever have discussions with you like that? And I said, no. But I wonder if it's because, she never did. Because,
right.
my mom had a built-in friend.
Right.
Her twin sister.
Right.
And I don't remember her talking about any other friends except for one growing up.
Yeah.
Because my mom was very shy, to the point, whatever. So my mom never talked to me. I don't think my mom intermingled, but I always wanted her to be that mom.
Yeah. My mom never talked to me, about that stuff, that.
No, but I was talking about,
no, but she would, come in and be like,
who do you like?
After school
Any
dances.
Cute boys?
Remember going to my house after school dances?
Nikki,
and
did you dance with Adam Stone?
Dance with any cute boys? Who danced with Adam Stone? You should all dance with Adam Stone.
Your mom, that was a crush that formed after your mom, convinced me.
My mom always liked Adam Stone.
Yes.
She, from the time, because we were in 4th grade together.
Right.
And he was in Boy Scouts with my brother.
Oh.
And my mom was the pack leader or whatever, den mother, whatever they call them. And so we'd go to the meetings. And I would go with them because, my dad was at work, so I'd go with them.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, I was, friends with Adam Stone at school. So, we would talk and whatever. And my mom always thought he was such a nice boy.
He really was.
Is.
Probably still is.
Sure.
He just always, he just was always polite, very stand-up guy.
Yep.
Always.
So, anyway, my mom, it's so funny that you say that because I had kind of forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
But, who danced with Adam Stone? You should ask Adam Stone to dance.
That's what she would say that to me every time.
Yes.
And then finally I was like, oh, maybe I will be into Adam Stone. So I was for a very short period of time.
Yeah. I had a crush on him in 4th grade. I just never told my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because, embarrassing. I didn't tell anybody. But yeah, my mom did do that.
Mm-hmm.
She did do that. But, we didn't, she never ever would have come in and be like, so, if you're going to have sex, use protection.
Right.
Never had that conversation. Never. In my whole life.
Nope. I just had here's the book. Where did I come from?
I didn't have that.
And then here's our bodies ourselves.
Oh, gosh.
That was terrifying. Terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Terrifying.
I'm so glad that my mom did not.
Oh, my gosh. Because there was full frontal.
Oh, Lord. Nope.
So it really bothered me so much when Angela and Jordan are talking because he starts off really nice.
Yes. I thought, okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be human. She's going to be human. 2 humans talking together about some crazy rumor.
Right.
Who knows where it came from? And isn't that silly? Let's go get a milkshake later.
Right.
That's what I wanted.
Let's go hang out.
Right.
And we can see where this goes.
Right. Let's hold hands.
Right.
Not.
Well, we might as well do it.
If they're saying it anyway.
Right.
I was like, Jordan, get knocked down a couple pegs there.
Yes, because it just was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
And I don't think I had the same feeling about this whole situation again.
Right.
I was just like, why doesn't she just do it? Everybody's talking about it anyway, so what's the big deal?
When I was back then, I thought the same thing.
You know what I mean?
I didn't see what the big deal was.
Right.
Because,
I knew,
I couldn't.
Because it's I knew it was a big deal, but at the same time, didn't know it was a big deal.
This is going to be awful, what I say. Awful. awful, awful. But this is a 15-year-old girl that I'm talking as, like, when I was a kid. I feel like I, at the time, probably thought, well, isn't that what you wanted? Like, don't you want to be with him?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that to sound in, like, a way like you asked for it. Like, this...
No, you interpreted that he was in love with her, and so that's what you do when you're in love.
Like, you like somebody. Like, and
right.
Isn't this what you want? Like, because now you'll be together.
Right.
Because as a naive kid, like, that's what you would
thought. Mm-hmm.
But Angela, like, was smarter than that.
Thank God.
Right, because a lot of girls wouldn't be.
I probably wouldn't have been.
Yeah. Jordan Catalano.
Right. If I'd be like, okay, so that means that we'll be together. He'll be my boyfriend.
Exactly. Like, isn't that what you wanted? Like, don't you want to be together? Like, don't you want to be like boyfriend,
He's
girlfriend?
Asking you to be his girlfriend.
That's how I would have seen it.
No.
But now I look at it and I'm like, you are a scumbag.
And we need to tell our kids this.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Bryn, I was like, just so you know, he does not want her to be his girlfriend. He just wants to sleep with her.
Right.
She didn't get it either.
No.
Really? I go, yep. Guys are scumbags.
Yes, they are.
Some guys.
Always
not all
that.
guys.
No, not all guys.
But some guys, that's all they want.
And if you stop and you think, you'll know.
Right.
Which ones.
If a guy is trying to force you or like encourage you to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Chances are that's all he wants.
He's a scumbag.
And he's a scumbag.
Yep.
So just say no to scumbags.
I hated that part.
It really changed my feeling about Jordan Catalano.
It did for a little bit for me.
But why would he say that?
Sometimes I think that, we know Jordan's kind of numb.
Right.
And he's also a teenage boy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, maybe somewhere in his head he thought that was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that was an okay thing to say.
Right.
Like, genuinely.
Right.
And then when he realizes that it's not the okay thing to say, and we'll get to it at the end, he then
does something stupid again.
He goes and does, like, a 180.
But stupidly.
Right. So.
But, like, it started off so innocent. And, like, she was finally like, okay. Everything changed here. Like, I started thinking about him differently. And then all of a sudden he starts doing that. And then you could just see. She was like,
ick.
You are a scum.
Yeah.
And he just kept saying it over and over again. Just think about it. Just think about it. No. Get the hint, dude. Get the hint.
Can I tell you, this is like, just a side note.
Yeah.
I love Angela's observations, like, about his shirt.
Oh, yeah, coming on.
How, like, the threads on the collar are coming undone, like his family doesn't have money and can't afford new shirts.
Mm-hmm. I never would have noticed that.
I love her little observations because I'll tell you, like, I feel like in my life, I'll fixate on things like that. I know that sounds weird, but, like, if somebody has...
No, there's just some people that look at little details like that. I am not one of those people.
And I don't look at all little details, but, like, I'll find one thing,
mm-hmm.
and it's all I can see. Or, I mean, I won't think, like, too much into it. It doesn't, like, affect my day.
Right.
But, like, if I have somebody sitting with me, like, at work,
mm-hmm.
and I notice that, like, one of their fingernails, like, the nail polish is chipped. I mean, look at mine. They're chipped. Big deal. But, like, I'll fixate on it, and then I'll think about it. Like,
that's weird.
Your nails are all perfect except for you have one chip. How did that happen?
Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought you meant, like, all of them were chipped. I'd be like, oh, they just need to do their nails again.
No, if all of them were chipped, I don't pay attention, because it's like...
But, like, one of them?
If it's one, I'm like, did you have to, like, try to get a key on a key ring? Or was it not dry yet, and you went to, like, scratch something? Like, it's just weird things. So, like, I like that Angela... I like that. I like the observations. Sometimes I make similar ones. Keen.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the shoes.
Yeah.
So then, the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
No, is this the one with Sharon? Where Sharon's in the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sharon, seriously.
So,
first of all, shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth, Sharon. But Sharon doesn't know how to shut her mouth. But second of all...
Because Sharon's jealous of Angela.
She is. But can I say, in this moment, like in this scene, I don't hate Sharon. Because, I mean, Sharon is spreading, like, gossip. But... in, like, a way, she's defending Angela at the same time. She's like, but that's not Angela. Like, that doesn't seem like Angela. But if Brian said it, then it must be true, because Brian wouldn't lie.
I didn't catch that. I did not catch that. See, I took it as though Sharon was running with information or making it up completely. Mm-hmm. And Brian never said anything to her.
Oh.
That's the way I was looking at it. And then when Brian said that he didn't really ever say that, it's just what he didn't say. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, she ran with that. She totally ran with that information.
And to me, it's similar to Rayanne's mom and Patty.
That's true.
But, like, when Sharon, like, when she said it, like, towards the end, she's like, I don't know, it doesn't really sound like Angela. I mean, like, Angela and I, at one point, were, like, really close, and it just doesn't sound like Angela. But if Brian said it, like, he wouldn't lie. Mm-hmm. So, all of a sudden, like, again, all my rage goes to Brian. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there's, like, a little thing here. Like, Sharon is, like, she remembers her friend. Like, she remembers her friend, and then her friend wouldn't do that.
I have no rage for Brian. Angela uses Brian.
I have, like, Brian always drove me crazy.
I have no rage for Brian.
So, it bugged me. And I felt like...
But I can sympathize with Brian. I empathize. Sympathize. Either one. Both.
I don't know if I can. Maybe I can sometimes. And also, I'm torn between 15-year-old me and, like, adult me.
Adult me, I'm like Brian. Dude.
When I was a teenager, F Brian. I did not like him.
I had been in Brian's spot, so...
Like, what do you mean?
I had been in Brian's spot where I was really good friends, had been friends with a long time with a boy who I felt like obviously knew that I was in love with him.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And who either knew or didn't know. I still don't know. Pretty sure he knew. But would want to hang out with me and want to do stuff with me when he didn't have anybody else to do stuff with. But because I thought maybe someday there could be a chance, I would still...
Do you think that he, like, knowingly, like, did that? Or
I hope not. I don't feel like he did.
I don't think he did.
But it was, like, so obvious that I, like, was so in love with him. And in love is kind of strong because I feel like I just had the biggest crush on him because he was so good to me. He was so good to me.
He was a good friend. And you were a good friend back.
I was.
And I don't think that, I think it's possible that he didn't, like, that, like, that's what it was. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that he was like, oh, she really likes me, so I'm going to take advantage of that.
But I feel like he was Angela's spot. Like, he maybe had a feeling, but he's still, like, I feel like Angela kind of knows. And obviously, after this, knows. Because he kind of tells her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that, I can't remember what part it was, but he says something like, it hurt me. And then she realizes... Like, because he kept saying, you take advantage of me all the time, or something like that. Like, or you use me.
And I don't think that she intentionally does. Like, I don't think, at least up until this point, I don't feel like it's intentional.
So that's why I'm like, I can totally see myself in his spot, and that's why I empathize. Like, there's some things about him that bug me, and I think maybe they bug me for a different reason, because I feel like, oh my gosh, was that how I was?
No.
And so I kind of feel like I'm Brian Krakow. And so when you talk about Brian Krakow, I'm very defensive because I'm like, wait a second, that's me.
That's me. I don't see that as you.
Okay.
I see, like, when I see Brian Krakow, I think that Angela is, like, finding her way and, like, whatever, figuring out who she is and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that she's intentionally doing anything to anyone. Because I think she's so... I don't mean to say this in a way that's like bad about her. But I think she's so, like, in her own self.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you have so much energy. And when you're, let's face it, when you're 15 years old, that's what the world is. It's yourself, you know?
Right.
I don't think that she's doing anything intentional. But I feel like some of the things that he does is intentional.
Like, I would never do that.
No, you wouldn't. That's why I'm saying you're not Brian.
Yeah.
Like, you're not Brian.
I just...
Like, I feel like him not saying...
Like, I would never say...
To Sharon.
Right.
That's intentional. Like, you could clarify, but he didn't.
Right, and it's completely different when the roles are reversed, because saying that about a guy, like, just gives him more friggin' street cred. Whereas saying that for a girl, all of a sudden she's a slut. And we've talked about all those things when the whole car situation happened.
Right.
But going back to something, it just, like, clicked in my head.
Yeah.
Is there ever a moment in time do you remember thinking when you were young, my life is going to change forever after this moment?
Yeah, we've talked about this. But I don't know.
I think we actually talked about this the last time.
I think we did. But
I just remembered one of those moments. Like, I remember one very specifically that I don't think I've ever told you about.
What is it?
This person I had known since kindergarten.
Yes, okay.
The person that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And if he listens to it, if you didn't know, now you know. He was like my first crush, kindergarten. Yeah. I remember feeling like the butterflies.
Aww.
I remember that. And then I can remember the summer before freshman year. And that was that 8th grade dance.
Yeah.
I was laying on the floor and he was like on a couch and we were just talking. And it was like, for some reason, I thought he was going to ask me. Like, I thought, this is it. He is going to ask me to the dance. He's going to ask me. I'm so excited. And the thing is, I never would have thought, you know, like, I was always the type of person that was the negative Nancy that was always like, there's no way, I have absolutely zero chance. I think somebody had told me maybe he was, or had filled my head full of nonsense.
Yeah.
And so he starts talking to me and asking me, it was totally like one of those, like, what do you call it? Rom-coms or whatever.
Yeah.
A bad one. But that didn't have a happy ending. He starts talking about the dance and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is it. And then he says, what do you think about so-and-so? And I said, still not getting it. I don't really know. I don't really know what to think of her.
Right.
And he said, do you think that she would go with me to the dance? And I got up, I stood up, and I said, of course she would go with you.
Right.
And I said, I've got to go home. I start, like, crying, tears just flowing down my face. And he's just like, all right, see you later. And I said, everything is changing from this moment. Like, nothing is ever going to be the same. And that's when we stopped being friends. I just remembered that. We stopped hanging out.
Who did he end up going with?
It was devastating. And, like, I guess it just... I don't know if I was crying because of the whole thing or crying because I realized that we would never be close again. You know what I mean? That this friendship was over.
But why was it over?
I think it was heading that way anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he obviously couldn't give me what I wanted, you know, like,
right. And you couldn't, like...
And I couldn't...
Like, be okay. I mean, not that you weren't okay.
Not that I wasn't okay. It was that I just felt it was too hard to hear.
I get it. Yeah.
about other girls.
Yep. No,
and
I
felt
totally
like,
get that.
I felt like at that point it was going to get even worse going into high school.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like he was putting the same effort into the friendship anymore, too. And I think, like, it was a very adult thing.
I was just going to say, like, that's a very, like, mature thought to have at that age.
Right.
You know?
But I just remember riding my bike home because, you know, it was a kind of a long bike ride.
Yeah, it was.
And just, like, snot. Like tears. And it was so hot. It was like sweat and stuff too. So I was thinking, oh, no one's going to know because it's just so hot. And I'm just sweating.
Right.
But nothing was the same after that. And I can't believe I just remembered that. Nothing was the same. I remember going into high school and that freshman year just looking at him and thinking he was just such a different person.
Like, who are you?
I didn't even know him. And to go like 2 because it was like 2 years that we were like really, really, really close.
Yeah.
And I think his parents knew.
Well, yeah, because parents know everything.
And I feel like his parents must have told him because his parents were those type of people. Do you know what I mean? His mom was so sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like his mom and dad were like, dude. But maybe he was like, oh, no, absolutely not. I don't know. I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he knew.
Yeah.
It's hard to know. And then I look at it and I'm like, were we really that close of friends? Or was it like just in my
you
head?
were really close. You were really close. Like, I remember you guys coming over to my house.
Did we really?
Yes.
That's so weird. We did?
Yes. I remember you going over to Darcy's house.
With him?
Yes. I remember being there. And you and him were there. And maybe
on our bikes?
People. Probably.
We biked everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like, what did we talk about? I don't even remember. I think it was so traumatic for me that like I've blocked that entire friendship out.
Okay, it's funny that you say that because I think about people that I used to hang out with. And I think like, what did we ever talk about?
Right.
Like, what did we talk about? What was there to talk about between us? I have no idea. And I think about that actually kind of a lot. A lot of times when I go on Facebook and I see like people on Facebook that I used to be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say like there was never any falling out. Like I never really had a falling out with anybody. You just grow apart. You graduate high school.
Right. Life goes on.
And like I'll look through and then there's people that I'm not friends with on Facebook, but that I was very close with. That like I just like we're just not friends. And like I literally think like, why? What did we ever like? Weren't we bored? But no. Like it's just weird to think about.
I really would like to know. I'd like to remember. I cannot remember. I would love to remember what we used to talk about because I think that would be funny to think about.
I know, like
I think that I can remember us laughing so hard that we would cry. Like we would get laughing so hard. What were we laughing about?
Right. What were you laughing about?
I have no idea.
That's so weird.
But like I could be myself around him. And I think that was like the biggest thing, that it was so hard to be myself around other guys, but it was so easy for me to be myself around him. And like I never felt that way until I met Kevin.
Yeah.
I never felt that same connection until I met him. And that's like how I knew it was meant to be. Like I knew from the moment I met him, I was like, whoa, this is even stronger than that connection I had with...
What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know it was a tangent, but...
It was a good tangent.
I can't believe I remembered that. I just remember laying on that floor and just getting up and just like the hotness. You know, like that.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
Like getting hot and just being like, don't you cry. Don't you dare cry in front of him. Yeah. Don't cry because it's stupid. Then he'll know. He'll know.
Yep.
And he was like, well, where are you going or whatever? And I was like, I'll just talk to you tomorrow. I got to get home. And then we never talked again.
That feeling is awful.
And like just seeing him every day. I mean, we still kind of were friends in high school because with the calculator thing I told you about, like, but it was like, never the same. It was just school, yeah. It was just like, oh, this is this girl I used to know. Like, that's how he treated me. I still wanted it. Like, I still wanted to be friends again, but I didn't know how to go back to it after I'd already gotten out of it.
Right.
And then he just...
At that point, I mean, it's just too hard because it's just...
Right. I can remember somebody asking us about that in, like, senior year. Like, we were together, we were getting a picture taken or something. Yeah. Saying, like, what happened to you two? Like...
You used to be so close?
Yeah. I can remember saying that to, like, we were either standing together, maybe it was, like, junior year, we were standing together, and we were laughing... and something, and they were like, you guys used to be, like, really good friends. What happened? I don't think either of us said anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could tell you what happened, but... I'm
not going to.
I'm not going to, because I'll probably start crying.
And also, like, it's nobody's business.
No.
You know, it's just... I haven't seen him in a long time.
I don't think he'd even... Like I don't think he'd even say anything to me if he saw me.
I think he would.
Everybody knows who it is now. If you're listening to this and we graduated with you, you know who we're talking about. I think you know who I'm talking about anyway, so whatever.
Whatever.
You know, and you probably had the same thing, so don't pretend like you didn't, because I'm sure you did.
Yeah, everybody has their thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I can kind of relate to Brian Krakow.
But I don't think you are Brian Krakow.
That makes me feel a little better, because I seriously look at him and think, oh my gosh.
No.
Did I?
No.
Is that me?
No. Did I do that?
Oh, God.
No, you did not
Steve,
do that.
Did not. Okay.
Because, no.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Good. So then Angela and Brian are in the computer room.
Yes. I really liked this scene. And I think it was because of the whole, like, he finally gets the guts to indirectly tell her, like, I'm in love with you.
Right. And
then she's like, oh.
Right. Because, like, she didn't know.
Right.
Like, she didn't know.
No. You're right. She didn't know.
And she's like, well.
Then that was a jerk move on my part. I think she realizes that because it's, like, all in her head thinking, well, now, okay.
Right. Now it kind of...
And what does he say? I think I wrote it down here. Oh. So when he confronts her, he said, it damaged me. Or, you created damage. Or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, what do you mean, damage? And then it was, like, silent. Shot of him. Shot of her. And it was like, everybody knows now.
Yeah. Bothered me when he said that. Of course it did. Of course it did. So, like, because, again, I just looked at it like, it's all about you.
But, you remember what you said?
It's all about you.
It's all about everybody. It was all about them. It was all about you.
This is very true.
You know, it was all about...
That is very true. He couldn't
see beyond this whole thing. So, I think that this is a good point. I'm going to get deep again.
Yep.
I think what this is all about is how small everybody's vision is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? So Brian's not even really thinking about the gun. He's thinking about Angela and how this is going to affect his relationship with him and Angela.
Right.
Not the big picture that there's guns in the school.
Right. Because as a sane adult now.
That's what we'd be thinking about.
That's what I'm thinking about.
We'd be thinking in the principal, what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
You better tell me what's going on so we can, because these parents are going to get all crazy up in this school.
Right.
Then, same with Angela. She's not even thinking about the gun thing.
Right.
Absolutely not.
No, not even a little bit.
Because her life is falling apart. Like,
her life is, she knows it.
Right.
Right.
It's the end of the world.
Yep.
Like in her terms, which, I mean...
As a teenager, that is, like, that situation would be devastating.
Right. I mean, her parents are like, doing exactly what we would. Let's change schools. Because that will solve the problem.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because that's a first thought that you have as a parent. And then you realize, oh, it's not going to solve the problem.
No. It could happen
anywhere. Because
you
get everything everywhere.
Right.
So, right.
But you're right. Like, even, like, Jordan. He's in his own little... the way he reacts to this foolishness.
He doesn't.
He doesn't do it appropriately.
Why is he wearing jeans in gym class?
I don't know. I wondered the same thing.
I was like, you're going to get him all smelly.
But I don't think he cares. Clearly.
Probably girls dig that. I don't know.
Oh.
Don't
Funky.
Don't wear jeans playing basketball. You look like a doob.
Well, he kind of is a doob.
He is a doob.
He was probably smoking a doob.
Probably.
Was that when Jordan and Angela?
Oh.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
That was bad.
I got teary-eyed.
Yeah, that was bad.
She's a great actress, by the way.
Yes, she is.
She really, I mean...
Let's put it out there.
Claire Danes, you
Emmy-worthy.
were and are still amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I love her. But, like, how devastating.
How devastating.
Because here, again, she's thinking, like, he's human. He's apologizing. Like, what a roller coaster. Like, here he is. And, like, okay, so maybe things will be cool.
Right.
And then he's like, because I honestly have no feelings about you at all.
No.
Like, I don't even know you. Like,
Right. This isn't going anywhere.
WTF. That is devastating. Devastating. Like, that is just...
You know, you think it's going one direction.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes way in the other opposite direction.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I was totally not prepared for that.
And you feel like a fool.
You sure do. And it just keeps getting worse. And you're just like, just shut your mouth.
Exactly. Do you want to finish me off?
Right. Because I feel
Why
like...
don't you just throw me down and put some dirt over me?
Sticks. Exactly. Just
I'm done. Like, because you've completely ruined it.
Right.
You've ruined me.
Right. I can't believe the rest of the season transpired after that discussion.
No.
Because I'll tell you what.
Okay, this season gets good. But this right here, all bad.
It was all bad.
It was cold. Like, it was just very cold.
It was. And it kept... I was just like, shut up.
I know, it kept getting worse. But there again... I think that Jordan, because of what he had said earlier, but like if they think we've done it, then I think that this is like his knee-jerk reaction.
It's his own world.
Right.
He's so focused on, I gotta make this better maybe. So
exactly.
This is how I'm gonna make it better. I'm just gonna tell people it never happened because I'm not even interested in you.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell them exactly opposite
exactly.
of what happened.
Of what people think.
Right.
Yeah.
It might not be, but what he's leaving out is it might not be the way that I feel.
It's just
putting myself into her shoes. That's what
she got mad when I offered. So I'm just going to tell I don't want anything to do with you.
Right. But I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing,
right.
I never really liked you.
Right.
You're not my type. So.
Oh my
God. Friggin' Jordan Galano. Just put that corduroy jacket on and don't say anything.
Shut your mouth.
And don't wear those jeans to gym class. You could have worn some nice Champion shorts. That would have been fine.
You know what?
What?
He can wear anything he likes to gym class.
I bet he has nice
I'd be there.
I bet he has nice calves.
I bet he does. Show those puppies off.
Hey.
While we're talking about Jared Leto, can I just say he can transform his body into anything. He has been super buff for movies. He's
kind of like Jake
thin.
Gyllenhaal. Hey, Jake Gyllenhaal. How you doing?
How you doing?
I like me some Jake Gyllenhaal. That'd be another episode.
He has been
I love him.
Thin. Oh, yeah.
Hey. I got a type.
He also was... What? You got a type? Oh, you have a type. I thought you meant you got a type.
No, but do you not agree I have a type?
You do have a type. Do I have a type?
You range very all over the place.
Yeah,
I have a type.
So, this is Jared Leto.
Let me see. What in the world?
He gained 67 pounds.
For what?
For a movie. And he got gout.
That sucks.
I don't know what that is.
It's when your body can't get rid of uric acid.
What's uric acid? Is it like swelling?
No, it's in your system and it can't get rid of it. I think I should probably look this up, but I think that's what it is. And so it gets trapped. And my dad had gout in his finger.
Ooh.
It's very painful.
I was going to say, it sounds painful.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like him.
He was playing, what's his name? the role, Mark Chapman, the deranged fan who assassinated John Lennon.
Wow, he looks like him.
But that movie was from 2007.
Wow.
I haven't seen it. But I feel like I want to now because, like, he's so amazing.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
And
him.
I'm telling you, that must be very difficult to transform yourself like that.
Oh,
and think about what that does to your body, too.
Who's another one that does that? Donnie Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
He was unrecognizable.
Can I just tell you, I never knew that was him in The Sixth Sense, like in the very beginning. I don't think any of us did.
I never saw the movie, so.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I know what happened, so I just.
You need to. You still need to watch it. It's an amazing movie. You need to sit there and you need to watch it.
Really?
It's really good.
Fine. I've only seen the Donnie Wahlberg part, and I saw the very end. Right.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, now you know. So, we should make that into a t-shirt.
Yeah, we should.
What do you guys think?
Would you buy that? Do you want a t-shirt that says, if you don't know, now you know?
Because ain't that the truth?
It is the truth. So, okay, Ricky in the car with Angela. And
I think that's when it's like, you need to like look outside your bubble.
Yes.
And she started to look outside her bubble and she started to see Ricky as a person and not Ricky as a
player.
Acquaintance or player in her play.
Yes, exactly. Not that like
he had his own play going on and that she needed to...
He needs a friend in that moment.
Right. And it was a really good scene.
It was a great scene. When he told her the truth about the gun, like I felt like he was telling the truth about it, but like there's still is that kind of like you had mentioned,
sketch factor.
That suspicion, like
that doesn't really make sense.
I feel like I need to watch that first scene again when it happens. Just to see like what the interaction is.
It just seemed like somebody was bullying him.
It seemed
like,
more...
No. I felt like he was saying no.
I don't remember. But I feel like I need to watch that part again.
Mm-hmm.
But I do truly feel like he was telling the truth. So I'm going to go on based on that.
Okay. We'll do that. That sounds good.
I
would like to talk about the end, though.
Brian with the principal?
Oh, we can talk about that. That's right. That comes first.
So when he's like, I saw
2 feet or two
legs.
sets of legs running. And I don't have to tell you.
And I'm not going to tell you who they were.
Right.
Or I can't tell you who they were. That's
right.
what he said. Which, okay. As a kid, I thought that meant like, okay, so he's telling them like, yes, I saw the legs, but I can't tell you who they were. Like, I didn't see who they were.
Yes.
But now I'm looking at like, oh no, I can't tell you who they were because I can't. Like, myself won't let me tell you.
Right.
And if you harass me anymore, then I'm going to call a lawyer.
Yep. Let's stop that.
So I was in this moment as a kid,
mm-hmm.
I was proud of Brian. I felt like he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an adult, I'm like, you did not do the right thing.
No, you did not.
You should have told them from the beginning what you saw.
Right.
It doesn't matter who it was.
Because then...
they could maybe get down to what really happened.
Right. And then Ricky wouldn't be in trouble.
No. But you know what? If it came down to Ricky did bring the gun into school,
mm-hmm.
well, Ricky shouldn't be bringing guns to school.
Right.
So that would need to be dealt with.
Right. But Ricky probably would have taken the fall anyway. Ricky wanted to take the fall.
Ricky did want to take the fall. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Ricky did want to take the fall.
Because then I think he would have been perceived as a badass. And those guys might not bother him anymore. Is that what you thought?
That's what I think he thought. I don't know if he really would be perceived as a badass.
Or maybe he thought it would be a means to an end.
It might scare them.
No, it would be a means to an end. He'd get kicked out of, and then he couldn't go back.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah, that's actually a good point too.
So then it ends.
Yes.
And they're all like this dramatic scene of them walking and like Angela looking at Ricky and realizing that he's a person, and then Brian Krakow looking at Ricky and his bubble's expanded because he's looking at Ricky now as a person and not like the means to a relationship change with Angela. And you know, they're all walking together and looking at each other, and then they walk in. It's this big dramatic. There's an metal detector. And it's like, so what?
Walk through it.
But I feel like at that moment, kids were feeling like metal detectors were infringing upon their rights. You're a kid. There's been a gun incident.
We need to keep you
in
safe.
order, yes.
Because you are minors and you are our responsibility.
That's right. Right.
And
until you're not a minor, you are our responsibility.
Right.
And so we're going to do the most efficient thing that we know possible. And
the best damn thing that we can do.
Right. But they were like, what's happening? It was so dramatic.
Okay.
And I was like...
That always bothered me. Even when I was a kid.
This is not a big deal.
Right. This is to keep you safe.
So what? And so if anybody else has an opinion on that, feel free to share it.
I guess I feel like that ending scene, like, I remember thinking it was whack back then.
Whack.
Right. No, I did.
Wiggity whack.
Just like crisscross. Yep.
R.I.P.
Why, did one of them die?
One of them died.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll just say, I thought it was a weird ending then. I think it's a weird ending now.
Agreed.
Don't be so dramatic.
Right. So do you think we'll do another episode next week?
Possibly.
So...
What do you guys think? Should we do another episode next week?
Yeah, should we?
My So-Called Life?
Yeah, what do you think? Let us know. Tell us what we should do.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
I think it would too.
So...
We do a couple episodes, and we take a break, then we do a couple more. I think this one went really well.
I do too. We didn't butt heads.
At all.
Which was great.
I just think it was a weird situation.
It was weird. Also, we did it kind of early. Like, we hadn't really found our groove.
Right. It was still kind of in the early podcasting.
Like, our early podcasting stage.
Yeah.
So I think that it was good.
I think so too.
If you guys liked it, let us know. We'll do another.
Yeah. And if so, make sure you watch episode 4.
Yeah, definitely.
What's episode 4?
I'm not sure, but...
I think I can tell you. You know what episode 4 is?
Yeah.
It is Father Figure. I will be your father figure.
Oh, this is a good one.
Hey, Joe. I put that song on your tape. Did you get it? What'd you think? Because I definitely had not listened to the lyrics until after.
Until after the fact.
And I was like, whoa, sorry about that. Or not sorry.
Put your tiny hand in mine.
Yeah.
I will be your preacher teacher.
No, he had like similar hands to me.
Size-wise?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know? Did you hold hands?
Yes, he held my hand.
Oh, that's right. Whoops.
Actually, his hands were larger than I expected.
That's always good. Well, he was like holding on. Like, did he have a microphone?
Mm-hmm.
So he was holding on to that. So his hand.
I kind of wanted to hold hands like this,
tacky,
because we were holding hands like this. I kind of want to hold hands like this
and like arm wrestle.
Maybe we can do that over. You know what I would like to do?
What?
I'd take a slow dance like that video.
I need to see this video.
I need to show it to you.
Right.
I've only seen clips of it.
I need to watch it.
We'll talk about it on Block Party.
Sounds great.
Okay. So Brooke has a story to read. An email.
It's an email. More like a letter.
Yeah.
And this is from Kelly.
Kelly!
She is awesome.
She is one of our moderators.
And
I haven't read it. I just said, I see
either.
it. Let's just read it.
So I'm going to read it. And here we go.
Okay.
Hey, Nikki and Brooke. This really isn't much of a story, just more of a thank you. Get the tissues, Nikki.
No, I got some paper towels. Uh-oh.
Everything started for me after my very first NKOTB concert, July of 2017 in Tampa. I already told that story, but it was after that when I found the My So-Called Whatever podcast. My life has changed in so many ways since finding you two. Wait, I should rephrase that. My life has changed in so many ways because of My So-Called Whatever and the community the two of you have started here. I know you say that this is not your podcast or group, that it is all of ours, but it is because of the two of you, an idea, a gumption, and a microphone, that so many people's lives are now changed.
I'm going to cry.
Before My So-Called Whatever...
you like... That just got me.
I know. Before My So-Called Whatever, I had my BFF, Christian, who is also a blockhead, along with my friend/boss, Kate, that is as well. Now, with the power of My So-Called Whatever, the most beautiful individuals have brought blessings into my life in these last 5 months, so much so that the blockhead love overflows from my heart daily. I would name names, but that would make my story here so long. I love how this podcast is so very inclusive and promotes positivity. The Facebook group is full of great people with so many stories. I have witnessed posts and comments in many different threads on the pages of blockheads lifting others up, telling others positive things, and bringing anyone who is down back up. The center connection for us are all are these 5 guys from the Beantown land that we just can't get enough of. Donnie has flat out advised us all that he knows we are here. He listens, and I am so sure he adores us all just as we adore him. As much as Joey wants to act like he isn't a social media professional, he is growing better and cannot hide from our hashtags too much longer. I look at the short amount of time the My So-Called Whatever podcast has been around and see the growth it has already had. And I just know that it is going places never dreamed of. Put that in the universe and trust it. Things are happening, people. My So-Called Whatever is here and not going anywhere but up. Nikki, Brooke, this little idea that you two had has brought so many together, and it is not only amazing, but so undeniably beautiful. The Blockhead love is strong, so strong. I just wanted to take the time to thank the two of you, because without the two of you, My So-Called Whatever would never be. Without My So-Called Whatever, there are over 500 amazing people that would not have any connection. Without My So-Called Whatever, the CoverGirl OG would still be MIA. We love you, Jenny. Without My So-Called Whatever, we never would have known just how many people really are Donnie girls and Donnie guys. Don't worry, Joe. I'm still a Joe girl. Without My So-Called Whatever, we never would have experienced the amazingness of Amy's 80s room. Without My So-Called Whatever, we may never have known the behind-the-scenes stories of Rock This Boat. Without My So-Called Whatever, we would still be misquoting lyrics. Hashtag, your burgers are the best. Without My So-Called Whatever, there would never have been that Joe emoji tree tweet regarding the Santa hats. Without My So-Called Whatever, some of us might never have known the details about Remember Betty. Without My So-Called Whatever, how would many of us ever get through the Not on the Cruise blues of 2017? Without My So-Called Whatever, we all would be without hundreds of new friends. I cannot imagine my life without all of this, or the two of you, or the over 500 individuals in the group. Thank you so much for having this idea, following through on it, and keeping it going. I love and adore you both with all my heart. Thank you for creating an amazing place for us all. Stay the same. Hashtag Kelly. Kelly, you are awesome. That means so much.
That got me.
It did get you. Like, you don't even know. To hear that is, like, this is why we do this. This is why we started this.
Yeah.
To have...
I just can't believe it's, like, happening.
A connection with other like-minded people. You know? Like, blockhead or not. Just, like-minded, positive, awesome girls and guys.
Yeah.
That...
feel like they can talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Exactly. And we all have this, like, underlying connection.
Right.
You know, we are kids of the 80s and or 90s.
We all had different lives.
Right. We all come from different places. And, like, different parts of the country. In some cases, different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we really, really, really appreciate your letter, email, and, like, thank you. Because we don't... When we do this, like, we meet up generally once a week to record.
Right.
Our 2 episodes, and we, like, text all week, and, you know, we do our things, and we go through life, and we don't really think about, like, what this does.
Right.
And it's, like, thank you for the reminder. Like, thank you for letting us know.
Is it real? Like, I just keep thinking, is this...
It is. It is.
Because, like, that's what we set out to do.
Like, this is what we're trying to do. And,
this is what we...
Like, you are telling us that we're doing it. And that is...
And it was a tall order.
Amazing.
You know, it was a tall order when we started talking about this.
I never thought.
I am always, you know this, I'm always a doubter.
Yep.
I'm always a, this isn't going to happen, stick my head in the dirt type of thing, you know. I just hope, I want this to happen, but yeah. I had a lot of positivity about this. And I didn't really think that it would happen, but I didn't really think that it would not happen. I just kind of went into it hoping that it would maybe help a couple people feel like they weren't alone and that could talk about whatever they wanted to talk about. I never thought it would be like this.
I never thought it would be like this. Like, I genuinely...
And so it's hard for me to picture what is to come.
Me too.
It's very hard.
Because I don't know what that...
I mean,
like
we've started talking
about
it.
Like.
We're starting to talk about it because we have to.
Right.
Like, what does that look like?
We have no idea.
No.
Because, like, we've never experienced that.
No. And we're so thankful for everyone in the community for being you.
Being there, being you, listening and supporting us and each other.
Right. Right.
And, you know, being present.
Yeah.
You know, for everyone. Like,
right.
In the community, you know, it's just huge. It's huge, huge, huge.
Right. But we didn't intend on this episode to be... Bless you.
Thank you.
We didn't intend on this episode to be this long, but
nope,
it is.
It is.
So there you go.
There we are.
I'm going to try not to edit
too much. There's some names that need to come out. That's it.
Yeah, probably like that whole section.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I think we're pretty good.
So let's wrap this up.
Patreon.
Yes.
We had somebody contact us that had a hard time signing up for Patreon.
Right.
So we want to make sure if anyone else is experiencing that, just let us know.
Right.
Like drop us an email.
Right.
mysocalledwhatever@gmail.com and just let us know if you've had an issue.
Let us know because we definitely want to know if you're having
right, because we
trouble.
can let them know.
Right, exactly.
And hopefully get some kind of solution.
Right, right.
And if you don't know what Patreon is, you can go to our website, go to donate, and learn about it.
Right. And, you know, if you can't donate, that's no big deal. Really, it isn't.
No. We're a free podcast.
That's right.
But if
we appreciate everyone.
Absolutely.
Who has donated and helps us, because that definitely helps us. But if you can't, no big deal.
Right. But we do love
ratings
and reviews.
Reviews are very, very, very important.
Yep.
Just taking a couple minutes just to type. You could, like I said, they good. Just put that in there. It helps us. It really, really helps us.
For sure. So. Okay. I think.
That's it, yeah.
I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. So
wrap her up, put a little bow on her, and send her out into the podcast world.
Yep. You're free.
You're free to go.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see you next time.
Yes.
On Block Party.
Yes.
This week, and we have a good one in store.
We do.
And until then,
we'll be loving you forever.
Faux show.
Bye. Bye.